Welcome to EFT MBA Mastering Business Acumen with the help of EFT business experts. Learn the marketing, mindset, and skill set you need to create the EFT coaching practice of your dreams. Visit www.eftmba.com for more information. And now, here's the EFT training team that embodies the art and science of EFT. Alina Frank and Dr. Craig Weiner.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Let me just quickly get Craig here on the line. Craig, are you there? Okay, let me try again. Are you there?
Absolutely.
Okay, now I can hear you. All right. So welcome to the EFT MBA program. You know, I just want to remind everyone that this is the free version, the little taste of all of the material we help and guide you through in the EFT MBA program. And we are now reviewing applications for the spring kickoff, and we are already getting applications. We're already accepting people into the program. Go and check it out at EFT MBA. And today, especially, there's a really amazing audio in our audio library, specifically from a LinkedIn expert who gives you a lot more than the information that we're giving you here. But these are some pretty good top tips for using LinkedIn in your EFT business. So, Craig, why should we even do this?
LinkedIn. You know, there's
and
so
speak
many.
Up a little because I'm having a hard time hearing you. Speak up.
How's that?
Please.
If I speak really loud.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Speak really loud. Yes. Be bold.
Really loud. I will be out there, getting out in the world and voice every other way in social media. Okay. You know, there's a lot of ways and energy and places to put energy, right, for your EFT business. So there's a lot of ways to be able to put energy into your marketing, to getting your message out there, to letting people know who you are in a wide variety of ways. But, of course, the most important thing that we're always going to talk about is the more specific you are with your niche, with your demographic of who you're trying to reach, the more effectively you can make wise decisions on where and how you're putting your time.
Yes.
So we're literally, first I'm just going to say that LinkedIn is fabulous. There's a lot of advantages for LinkedIn, especially for specific niches, and we're going to talk about that. So the first top 7 of the LinkedIn tips that we're going to go over is be discerning.
Yep.
Right? So if you have a niche, if you're an EFT practitioner that has a demographic that especially is a business demographic, what do I mean by that? Like you work and you specialize in EFT for coaches, for health coaches and financial coaches. If you have a niche that works with, for example, people that work in the field of multi-level marketing, if your niche is perhaps somebody that works with healthcare professionals, all of those things, those are specific professional demographics that LinkedIn is a fabulous way to reach them.
Yep.
Because when you work with corporations, if you're doing stress reduction work for using EFT that way, this is a professional way of communication and reaching them that's actually ideal. The average person, for example, household income on LinkedIn is about $110,000, which is way higher than the average income on Twitter and Facebook and Pinterest and many of the others.
Yep.
So you're reaching professionals, you're reaching business people, you're reaching decision makers and people with employees. But if that's not your niche, then it's a waste of your time and energy.
For sure.
So
you don't have to be everywhere. You don't have
right.
to be everywhere. There's a misconception that you've got to do like Stumble Upon and Reddit and this and that and Instagram and basically if you aren't there already, if you aren't engaging already, then maybe you should really consider that this might not be the most appropriate use of your time, because once you do get set up, we'll talk about it a little further down, that it is important to be there. And so if you're rarely there, why do it anyway? And what Craig said is so important that if you are not a business to business practice, if that's not the bulk of your practice, isn't B2B as it's called, but B2C, business, you are the business, to consumer. That means you do individual sessions with people in a particular niche that don't have a business. Then you really do need to consider marketing yourself using social media, your hours in social media marketing very judiciously there on LinkedIn.
Excellent. And I want to just highlight what you said. In other words, if people are responding to your posts on LinkedIn, but you only go there once a week and check, how does it feel when you send out a, hey, I'd like to talk to you about this or connect, and it takes a week or so for somebody to get back to you?
I think a week is still okay, but I want everyone to learn from my mistakes. When I first started my business, it wasn't B2B, and so but I did set up everything in LinkedIn, and months would go by, and then I'd go in there, there's this person reaching out to connect with me. So don't do what I did.
Right. Okay. We'll learn from you.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn from me too. Okay, number 2. This is going to sound so basic, but so many people don't do it. Let's talk about first your profile. Number 1, please complete your profile 100%. It makes a huge difference, and many people get it started but don't actually take the time to finish it. And your profile really is the heart and soul of your business brand through LinkedIn. And now one of the things you need to realize is that, and try this when you're not logged into, for example, your Google account or in a browser that you're not logged into, is just put a search engine and put your name in the search engine. And I will bet you that 80 to 90% of the time, in the top 5 responses for looking up your own name, your LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn, profile is going to come up within the top 5. So this is a way that people are looking you up and seeking you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got, a profile that's full, that's complete, it makes a difference. And not only that, but you want to start thinking about using your keywords in your profile, in your headline, in your work experience, in the different questions that it asks. Use the keywords that you want people to find, because people will also do keyword searches within LinkedIn. So people in LinkedIn will put in EFT or tapping, etc., and you want to be coming up at the top of that, like we are, right? So you want to be able to find that. In the profile, you can add and get, on another level, you can start to add video. You can start to add testimonial recommendations. So there's you want to make your profile both professional but also stand out and not just be just a boring old resume either. So you want to have a little bit of fun with it, keep it professional, but keep it different, distinct, be different. Okay, anything you want to add about your profile? Alina?
No, I think you covered it all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and
Number 3?
I just checked it so I will check. I just checked it this morning, and I Googled my name, Alina Frank, and mine came up somewhere around number 7 in the rankings, because my website ranks so much higher than my LinkedIn profile. So if you're doing, so I just want to say, if you're in other places, people will find you. But if you are primarily a B2B and have your profile on there, then definitely it will rank high.
Right, and that's a good point. Actually, I did the same this morning, and I have a chiropractic website that came up. Our tapping website came up, and third, actually, that came up was because it's reaching over 600,000 people this year. Our names from the tapping solution came up because of the World Tapping Summit. So,
right.
Those are great. I love that those are ahead of my LinkedIn profile, but it does say a lot about LinkedIn's SEO, search engine optimization, that it's still coming up that high.
Yes.
Mine was 6th, right. Okay, so that's good. What is a really, really unique, important thing that you would say next is on for tip number 3 on LinkedIn, Alina?
So, okay, join a targeted LinkedIn group. So, again, we'll go back to what we've been saying all along. Those of you that have been listening for a while now, we beat the drum of niche very, very, consistently. And here we are doing it again. Go and find yourself, once you have spent enough time and energy and focus, and probably lots of tapping, as our EFT MBA students do, to get clarity on your specific niche, you need to go into LinkedIn and see what groups there might be around your niche, people that are interested in what you have to say, your target audience. And so So I would say it's really interesting that smaller local groups seem to be even more effective than in creating real connection. And, one of the things that we say about technology and web, and tonight in the EFT MBA program, we're actually going to do the big kahuna, which is their website. And so what I want to say about all of that is one of the things that you've got to overcome if you're doing a lot of online marketing is that you need to you have to find ways for your audience to begin to trust you because you're on the web. And so the trust factor goes up tremendously and almost instantaneously once people get to know you face to face. So if this is something that you want to do, by all means, I think it's a really great strategy for building your business. And LinkedIn has, when you're looking through groups, you can actually find local groups and connect with those people face to face, and that might even be better depending on your niche. So
right. And I was going to add to that, and when you also, I want to emphasize not just local, but also smaller groups tend to have people that are much more active. When you see those LinkedIn groups that have 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 people, there's often a loss of intimacy, and there's often a lot more just people putting their blasts and less active discussions happening. So there's this it's like when we have the whole thing in the MBA program about talking about, for example, choosing your website URL. You want this idea of what people are searching for that's big enough that enough people are looking for it, but not so big that there's so much competition. There's like this happy medium place. And these group sizes that I tend to notice of about, 200 to 1,000 tend to be kind of what I see the most active participation, and that's going to take us right actually into tip number 4.
Yeah.
And tip number 4 is fully participate in the groups.
Yeah.
Don't only blast in the groups. I mean, everybody knows people are going to be putting out the things that they're doing, whether it's a radio show.
Okay, hold on. For someone that doesn't have a clue what you mean by blasting the group, what does that mean?
Hey, good point. Thank you. So let's just say that you just started on LinkedIn and you have an upcoming class you're giving, right? Or you have an article you just wrote. And all you do is you put, here's my newest article, here's my newest blog post, and you blast it everywhere. But you don't ever follow up with, and you send it to all these different places and all these different groups. And maybe you never check back again for another month. And meanwhile, people are asking a question about it, or they're commenting on it, and you're not commenting back. In other words, you're not active in the participation, and the only thing you ever do in that group is only put your event. But you don't ever comment. You don't ever do anything else. Okay? There's a balance, and you're going to find the best results happen when you are actively participating with making posts that aren't just about your event or your article, making posts that are responding to other people's questions, and you're participating in the conversation. So you want to be seen as somebody that adds valuable content. So valuable content can be your article, but valuable content can also be, for example, your thoughts about somebody else's article, somebody asking a question and you posting a resource that's not just you and somebody else. You might want to look here or look at this website or check that out or read this book, etc. So participating and adding valuable content is very important, especially in what we call content marketing, because it's about content. And you're also going to find that you will get much more active participation and leads and connections when you ask questions, right? Now, there's also a balance with that, because I'm remembering a particular person I'm thinking of that all they ever did was ask a question. It's like, I'm having a great day today. What is your favorite thing to do today? And it was just, it felt inauthentic, because every time it was a question.
Yes, every time.
I don't mind that occasionally, but if every post is like that, I'm like, okay, you are just trying to generate falsely participation, and it doesn't feel good to me.
Yeah.
So you want a balance, kind of like a good investment portfolio of stocks and bonds and funds, et cetera. You want to ask questions. You want to post responses. You want to add, here's some other ideas and some other resources. Here's something I wrote that might be helpful. And you want it to be a healthy mix.
Yep.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So number 5, if you don't find a way up and say, again, EFT is not your niche. EFT is your tool.
What do you mean? I'm an EFT practitioner. What do you mean it's not my niche? That's all I do. I do EFT with people all the time. That is my niche.
No, it's your tool. It's your tool. It's your tool. It's your tool. If you still don't get this, then really we need to talk. We really need to talk. And you need to listen to all the podcasts that we have done emphasizing the importance of nicheify. And go back a few weeks to, I think it was, I wanted to name it Nicheify or Die, and Craig toned it down a little bit. But basically, when I'm having a business mentoring call with a client who's wondering why the heck they are not succeeding, or they're hitting a ceiling, or they're just not, no matter what they're doing, and they think they're doing everything properly, and I go to their website where I ask them, okay, tell me what it is you do, and they talk about, the first thing out of their mouth is EFT. I know that really that's the biggest problem that is encumbering their success. So this isn't the podcast for that. But I just needed to say it again. If you do not find a group specifically for your niche in LinkedIn, create one, right? Especially if you are a B2B. A B2B. So let's say that you're working with, let's see, what kind of a business owner would be on LinkedIn? So let's say accountants, right? So let's say CPAs and accountants, they're in LinkedIn. There's not a really great group there for stress reduction for accountants. There's all of these, business focused ones, but not for accountants that are going through the stress of tax season, right? So that could be something, and so that would be a place where you could draw a lot of potential clients by starting and engaging and giving content, valuable content that we've been talking about inside this group that you start in LinkedIn. And once you have the keywords, when you set up your group, they ask you for a description, they ask you for the name, they ask you for keywords that are going to be very important when people are seeking anything related to that. So you spend some time coming up with the name of the group, spend some time in the description of the group, and then you can start to send out to people that you already know. And again, you are seen as the killer field.
Well said. Well done. Good. Okay, because being seen and perceived as having authority and expert in your field is everything in marketing your business, right? So especially online where they're not getting you energetically and personally and all those things that we get in person, and it's just an online connection, they want to know you're the person that can help me and feel confident in that, right? Good. Okay, here's a little one, but it's a helpful one. I don't think a lot of people know, is that if you want specific people, let's just say that you posted a status update whether it was your recent blog post or a project you're involved with, or you're looking for collaboration with, or whatever it is that you're putting it out there on a post, just like any other social, like Facebook, you're putting a post out there, that if you put the little @ sign, like, that you have in your email, the little @ sign, if you put that before a person's name, it'll make sure that it gets to them, that they will specifically be told that they were tagged, so to speak. It's a tag marker on LinkedIn. So if you want to make sure that key people are seeing that message, using the @ sign before will make sure that happens. Kind of like using hashtags, but different. Hashtags do work, in LinkedIn. So, for example, the hashtag is that tic-tac-toe sign that's famous from Twitter. If you put a tic-tac-toe hashtag sign before EFT or before your niche, your subject matter, what LinkedIn does is it creates categories. So anybody that, let's say, puts in hashtag CPAs under stress or hashtag EFT in sports or whatever it is, it creates a category that yours goes into that people can find. That being said, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time using hashtags. You can certainly use it on occasion, but I'll ask you a question. When was the last time that you looked up a specific subject matter using a hashtag? Yeah. And you'll realize not everybody does that. So I'm not going to say not to. I'm just not going to say also litter every one of your posts with 3 or 4 hashtags. It starts to break up the feeling of a message. It loses personalization. Use it sparingly.
And I would say, hashtags to me seem very informal, and hashtags, evoke like the world of Twitter, and it does end up looking like it's not grammatically correct, or the spelling is off, or there's some air of not being professional. And I want to say that in LinkedIn, especially, out of all the social media sites, is really designed for a more formal air. So there is a feeling within LinkedIn that this is for professionals. And so I actually belong to a writers group inside LinkedIn, and there was a great debate about hashtags versus not hashtags, and the consensus was, if for some reason you're needing to use it judiciously, but the overall feeling was, it actually doesn't work to set you up in, at the level of standard that runs, through the minds of most people that are on LinkedIn.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Number 7, make sure if you are taking the time, and we recommend that you do, that on your website you have a blog, right? And that your blog, the purpose of your blog is to inform and to share information and to create a way that you're connecting with people so they come back to your website and they look to get involved with you with whatever you're doing, your private practice, whatever tapping business ventures you're in. That you want to make sure that your blog has a LinkedIn share button.
Yes.
So that if somebody likes your blog, then they can share it on LinkedIn and reach other people. You just want to make it easy. Not everybody's going to do it, but all one person has to do is share, and it can potentially reach hundreds, if not thousands, of other people, right? And we're not going to go into now, but there are ways that LinkedIn starts to allow you to start posting articles and blogs as well. But for right now, make sure that on your blog you have a LinkedIn share button so people can share it and make it easy. Yeah, that's a biggie.
For sure. So
okay.
Yeah, so and you have a bonus here. So we're under 30 minutes, and we keep these podcasts to under 30 minutes. We know you're busy, and that's wonderful, and we want to just give you the best information we can in a short period of time.
Tips?
So you got it. You got another one. You actually squeezed one in. Look at you.
I did. All right.
All right.
I did.
Go for it.
I put in an 8 LinkedIn tips. Number one, when is the best time, the best days and times to post so that you get the most views? What do the studies show? Well, of course, number one, it depends on your demographic, right? So who within LinkedIn are you trying to reach?
Right.
But if you're considering that a high percentage of people on LinkedIn are professionals, which means they're working, early in the morning and then maybe or maybe not through lunch and then to the late afternoon and early evening. So the best times to be posting are going to be around the times when professionals can step away from their meetings, et cetera, and they're catching up on their emails and their social media posts, et cetera. And so around the noon lunch break or in the early evening after the hours, maybe they're on the train home, they're on the commute home, they're stuck on the ferry line here, et cetera. They're in those transition times between work and dinner and work and family, that those are going to be the best times of the day for you to post to get the most viewers.
Yeah.
It does make sense. And the best days, guess which days? How are you feeling when you're going back to the job on Monday? Monday, it's like go, 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 go. You're really ramping up, so Monday is not the best day to post. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are the best days to post on LinkedIn because Friday, you're trying to get done, trying to get out of there. You're maximizing your efficiency. You're not catching up on social media and LinkedIn. So Monday, Friday, and weekends are the worst days to post on LinkedIn. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at lunchtime-ish and right after work and before dinner are the best days and times to get the best viewers, the studies show, on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, and the one thing I'll also say is when you're posting into groups, those are evergreen. And also you can manage your group settings so you get daily or weekly updates about what's been posted. Okay? So those do stay evergreen, and having those posts can let you know when updates have been added to your posts so you don't have to go checking them all the time. They'll let you know. So hopefully that has been a good introduction to the world of LinkedIn. You know where we're going to be going next, right? Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just laughing because I have a family member who refuses to go on because there's no reason for this person to be on there. At this point, they're retired, and if anything, I would see them going more towards Facebook. But he calls it Linky Dink.
Yes, he does. Linky Dink.
Yeah, Linky Dink. So you might not need to be on Linky Dink. I hope that we've given you enough information to know if you really do need to be spending time there or not.
Right, and we're still yet to be doing our top 7 for Twitter and Pinterest.
Twitter, yep.
And again, I know these shows are evergreen, and the EFTMBA.com program continues, and a new group starts every 6 months. But for those that are listening fresh, our next one again starts in May. Give us a call. Send us an email. Contact us in any way if you have any questions. This whole thing about niche and specialty and taking these things deeper to really have a thriving, successful tapping business, we're really there to help you in any way that we can. I think you know that. But, pick up the phone. Send an email. Okay?
Yep. All right. Oh, and I wanted to say, because we did this show and we always do our homework and make sure we're giving you good information, we are in the EFT MBA program is a B2B. And so we looked at each other like, why don't we have a group on there? So we actually started one today, EFT Tapping Practitioners Business and Marketing Strategies is what we named it. And so it is, if you go to our profile, my profile on LinkedIn, you'll find the link to the group, and we'll be inviting people and sharing all this great information there as well.
Excellent. Thanks, Lena.
All right. So remember, if any of these things stress you out, wig you out, make you go into freeze mode, you should be tapping.
Who are you going to call? What you going to do? Start tapping.
Keep tapping.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to EFT MBA with Elena Frank and Dr. Craig Weiner. To get your free report on the 5 secrets to create a rockin' EFT practice and to learn more about the EFT MBA program, visit www.EFTMBA.com.